This is the new 92.3 Nigeria.
Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma. On the news this morning, House Committee on Rivers Emergency Rule orders urgent renovation of Secretariat. A Rivers administrator releases funds to RESEC to conduct council elections. Airline operators live ban on Ibom air passenger in Marsin lifted. And on the foreign scene, US-Russia hold talks today over ceasefire in Ukraine. I am Kaladakoru, Batubo. We'll go for a quick commercial. When we come back, the rest of the news. The House of Representatives at a committee on Rivers State Emergency Rule implementation says the State Secretariat complex is in worse condition. The committee is calling for urgent renovation of the building and the immediate relocation of civil servants from what it describes as hazardous work environments. This follows an emergency inspection tour led by the committee chairman, Professor Julius Yonvere, who also visited the stalled Rivers State House of Assembly project. Professor Yonvere listed several dangers at the Secretariat, including structural hazards, weak floor tiles, leaking roofs, and exposed electrical wiring. He said there are no functional toilets, no drinking water, no furniture, and described the 6th and 7th floors as unfit for human occupation. The committee has now ordered the closure of those floors, emergency relocation of staff, and a full renovation of the Secretariat. Meanwhile, a statement by the Senior Special Advisor, Media, Rivers State Government, Hector Ibikiowubo, said the inspection revealed that the Rivers State House of Assembly contractor will miss the September completion deadline. Yonvere announced an emergency meeting with contractors to strictly review project timelines and quality standards, as well as possible sanctions for underperformance. Earlier, the Rivers State Administrative Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, who played host to the House of Representatives had a committee on emergency rule implementation, said funds and logistics have been provided for the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission to ensure a successful local government election. He also said political stability is steadily returning to the state. He said reconciliation efforts and the willingness of political actors to collaborate had laid the groundwork for lasting peace.
stakeholders have for Mr. President was instrumental in his democratic governance, especially the timetable for local government council elections scheduled for 30th August 2025. The state government has provided the Commission with funds, logistics, security coordination, and institutional support needs to deliver elections that will be peaceful, free, fair, and credible.
Ibas said he is disappointed with the contractor handling the Port Harcourt Ring Road project. The administrator announced plans to deploy a critical infrastructure surveillance system across the state.
Proactively constituted the Farmers Headers Engagement Committee. This was to diffuse tensions and prevent conflicts. Furthermore, I'm pleased to report that since assuming office, there have been no incidents of vandalism, vital oil and gas infrastructure in the state, a direct result of better surveillance and improved relations with host communities. We are finalizing the deployment of critical infrastructure surveillance systems that will enable better domain relations with host communities. We are finalizing the deployment of critical infrastructure surveillance systems that will enable better domain awareness and improve our ability to detect threats.
Included the training and adjustment to civil service salary structure, as well as historic biometric verification of staff and pensioners to enhance transparency. He said his administration cleared long-standing arrears owed to health workers, streamlined pension payments now made directly to beneficiaries, and introduced free health insurance for all state pensioners under the revitalized Reeve Chip scheme with mandatory enrollment for civil servants. In his remark, the chairman of the ad hoc committee on emergency rule implementation, Professor Julius Yombere, said the committee is in the state for 2 days to assess ongoing projects, understand governance challenges, and engage stakeholders. On the 2025 River State budget, Professor Julius Yombere said lawmakers have completed work on it.
We needed him to settle down, identify his own priorities. We needed him to bring a budget, and we needed to work on that budget to ensure that we align the budget with the needs of Rivers people. We have completed all of that. Given what we saw in the budget and the explanations they gave for certain entries, we needed now to come to verify and confirm the value for money. That's why we're here. Well, we've come into Rivers. We didn't see people fighting on the streets. We didn't see protests. We didn't see any acts of vandalism going on.
Now to election matters. The Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission says it will only recognize candidates submitted by the Tony Okocha-led APC for the upcoming August the 30th local government elections. The Commissioner for Administration and Legal Matters, Professor Chidi Alide, made this clear yesterday while speaking with members of some civil society organizations at the Commission's headquarters. Halliday was responding to questions about two different APC lists submitted to the Commission. One came from the Tony Okocha-led APC and the other from the Emeka Beke-led APC.
INEC is the body that register political parties and have the record of those that are the executives of any structure of any political party. Not even the court will impose an executive on any political party. So all those that we are dealing with was from the records that we got from INEC, but we know that we have the list of candidates of APC that we monitored their primaries.
Halliday explained that the Commission is working with the list given to them by INEC. He said the Emeka Beke-led APC never indicated interest in joining the elections.
But it's a commission that works in line with other, we have our timelines. We had a representative of the APC, if I understand you clearly, at that meeting. We had the expression of interest by political parties, which APC collected, expressed their interest to collect the form. And they sent their list of candidates venue for their primaries, which this commission monitored.
But the spokesman for the Emeka faction, Darlington Nwauju, insists they submitted their list. He said he expected the commission to respond because his faction is legally recognized.
And determine the mode of conduct of our primaries at the local government level. And we, as we speak, have the list of our candidates with RESEC in Rivers State. Any attempt to publish any names or group of names without the endorsement of Chief Emeka Beke and Honorable Sansa Metetegwo as being candidates of the All Progressive Congress in Rivers State simply will attract the long arm of the law.
Yesterday, the Tony Okocha-led APC in Rivers State pushed ahead with preparations for the elections and presented flags to 20 chairmanship candidates. Speaking at the campaign flag off in Port Harcourt, Tony Okocha urged supporters to maintain peace before, during, and after the election.
On behalf of the leadership of our political party, the All Progressives Congress, I have the liberty to declare open campaigns in the 23 local government areas and the 319 wards of Rivers State. Go and campaign. Go and become fishers of men. Please, we do not expect any violence. We don't. Our party is not out of violence. You know, we have taken this party away from the doldrums. Now we are taking the lead. So please, let us maintain that level and standard.
Correspondent Emeka Otoka reports that APC Vice Chairman for the South, Victor Gyadom, represented by former Senator Magnus Abe, commended the party for conducting what it described as a H-free primary. We'll go for a quick commercial, but still to come, airline operators lift live ban on Ibom Air passenger in Mason. Do stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria.
Today is calling on civil society to work with the August 30th elections go smoothly. Dr. O'Day made the appeal during an interactive meeting with civil society organizations yesterday.
And so we count on the civil society organizations to mobilize the communities, to counter misinformation, to encourage issue-based engagements, and ultimately to observe our electoral process with utmost impartiality. And so I want to urge all of us here that as we go out from this hall, let us focus on civic education, particularly at the rural area, so that no voter will be left behind. We also urge the citizens, particularly political actors, to be reminded that all of us must embrace non-violent elections and obedience to the rule of law.
They also promised that the local government elections will be inclusive. Correspondent Zoibio Ruwari reports that 2 members of the civil society groups also shared their expectations for the elections.
Will be to observe the process as it's been said, work closely with the commission to make sure that we educate those at home, those at the rural and urban areas, on their role as citizens, and to make sure that they come out and vote during elections. We are not partisan.
Here today, the CSOs have gathered to